Hey everyone! Today's video is going to be about living on the Disney College program. As I'm sure most of you know already, Disney does provide housing for all Disney College program participants. There's 4 different complexes to choose from: Vista Way, the Commons, Chatham Square, and Patterson Court. Each week, Disney will take money for your rent out of your paycheck before you ever even see it. The amount you pay in rent each week is based on a few different factors: which complex you live in, how many roommates you have, and how many bedrooms those roommates are divided up into. Your rent includes your cable, your water, your electricity, bus transportation, and internet. So it's all packaged into one neat little figure so that you don't have to worry about several different bills coming out at one time. If for whatever reason you don't work enough hours in a week to cover your rent, say you call in sick, you go home, you give away a shift, whatever the case is, the amount remaining from your balance of rent that didn't get paid by week 1's paycheck will fall over into week 2, even if that's your entire rent. Like, even if you did not work at all one week, that $100 rent payment is just gonna get pushed over to week 2, and then in week 2 they'll take out $200. When selecting your preferences for your apartment on dorms, you have to choose between wellness and non-wellness. If you're under 21, you don't have a choice. You have to live in wellness. Wellness means it's an alcohol-free apartment. If you're over 21, you clearly have the option to live in a non-wellness apartment, which means that you are allowed to have alcohol in your apartment. Some people over 21 don't want to live in that kind of environment or don't care if they're in that kind of environment, and they can choose wellness. My roommate on my program was actually 21. She made the decision to go into wellness just because she wanted to live with me. If you make a lot of friends that are under 21 and you'd rather live with them than try to find roommates that are 21, you can totally do that. And it doesn't mean you can't drink in the parks or out to dinner. You just can't drink within your apartment. All 4 complexes have laundry facilities, but the Commons has washers and dryers within your apartment, which is a huge added convenience. All 4 complexes also have computer labs and swimming pools. Computer labs can be used for anything: schoolwork, personal use, whatever you name it. There's printers in the computer labs as well. I know in Patterson we could print for free. I'm pretty sure that's standard across the board. So that's a huge convenience if you don't have a printer at home to bring with you. Tying into amenities a bit, one of the coolest parts of the Disney College program, without a doubt, are the housing events. There's different types of housing events, and they happen all year round. There are welcome events each time there's a new group of check-in dates. There's free food. Sometimes it was free Chick-fil-A, which I was all about. There's also character meet and greets based on the theme of the welcome event. On my program, there was an Up-themed welcome event, so the characters from Up were there. There was an Olympic-themed welcome event. The characters were actually dressed in different attire from around the world. The best welcome party of my program was Curiosity, and it was an Alice in Wonderland-themed welcome event. I'm not even that big of a fan of Alice in Wonderland, but it was a lot of fun, and I think they put like the most effort into that one. There was teapots everywhere, and the Mad Hatter was there, and Alice, and it was so much fun. I remember that night very vividly. That was also the first welcome event of my program that had free Chick-fil-A, so all about it. There's also the Night of Stars. It happens at House of Blues in downtown Disney. I believe it's once a semester. It's just a talent show. You audition prior, you'll get emails about it. I didn't actually go on my program, I was working that night, but I've heard it's a lot of fun. Grocery Bingo is another type of housing event. I actually didn't ever go to Grocery Bingo, and I kind of regret it. Basically, you play bingo for a free bag of groceries, which on CP budget, I can't imagine how exciting that is to get a free bag of groceries. There's also pool parties. I believe there was one at every complex, and you can go to all of them if you want. They have different themes as well. I didn't go to one, but I heard one on my way to work in Patterson one day, so I've heard those are fun too. If you are a Spring or Spring Advantage participant, you get to enjoy Starlit Splash. I personally got to do it, and it was so much fun. They closed down Disney's Typhoon Lagoon water park for about 5 or 6 hours, and they just let all the participants flood in. You get free food, and not like nasty free food. I'm talking free Mickey ice cream bars, okay? It's real, and you can have as many as you want. Free park fare. Like, it's the food that they offer in the parks, and it's free at Typhoon Lagoon, and it's awesome. You also get access to all the water slides, the wave pool, there's a DJ, lots of free merchandise. Like, I got a free t-shirt that says Starlit Splash that I absolutely love, and it glows in the dark, fun fact. It was so much fun. One of the best nights of my program for sure. So that's one really cool thing to look forward to if you're a spring participant. If you're fall or fall advantage, you get a formal dance, kind of like prom. I didn't actually get to experience that, so I don't know exactly what happens, but from what I've heard, it's really great, and you get to get dressed up all fancy and go have a really nice dance with all your friends. So they make sure that you go out with a bang when your program is coming to a close. There's always kind of this debate between which complex is better, and obviously for each person there's a different answer to that based on your needs and what's most important to you. I chose Patterson with my roommates on dorms, and we did get our first choice. Patterson is absolutely beautiful. It's the newest complex, so it's the most recent looking. Like, my boyfriend lived in Chatham and he had like green carpet. No, in Patterson we have normal tan carpet. The furniture was still kind of tacky, but all the furniture is tacky. You can't escape the tacky furniture. It's just a little more modern, a little bit nicer. I preferred it, and it wasn't that much more per week than any of the other complexes. So for me and my roommates, that's what we preferred. One of the biggest drawbacks of Patterson for some people though is that there's no bus stop. So if you don't have a car, that means you have to walk to Chatham. For some people, I think that sounds really awful, but it's really not that far. I went without a car for a little bit on my program because mine broke down and I had to walk to Chatham for the bus. It's really not that bad. And I lived in the back of Patterson, so I walked all the way through Patterson, all the way to the front of Chatham. Here's Patterson, here's Chatham. It's really not that big of a deal to walk. But if you don't have a car, I can see why you would rather live in a complex that has a bus stop. Now I just want to talk about what you should definitely plan on bringing. I know there's a list on the college program website, but for some reason I just kept thinking, do I need this or is it there? So I want to make this part of the video about trying to clarify that for any of you that aren't sure. If you like coffee, you need a coffee maker because that's not there. It's kind of weird because you always like picture having one. You're so used to having one at home or even in hotels. Disney does not give you a coffee maker, so make sure you bring one of those. An internet router. Disney gives you access to the internet, but if you want to share it between multiple laptops or multiple computers, you need a router for that. Because otherwise you can only use one computer at a time on the internet, and God knows we cannot handle that in this century. TV. In our apartment, there was only cable in the living room. I believe that's standard. So the only place you can actually watch cable television is the living room. My one roommate still brought a TV for their bedroom to watch DVDs and stuff. Whatever is comfortable for you. Disney doesn't provide you with a toaster or a toaster oven, so whichever one you prefer, if that's something you find a necessity, bring it. A combination lock. There is a locker in each of the closets for you to put in your valuables while you're at work or while you're not home. If there's some weird thing between you and your roommates, I never utilized mine for the purposes of keeping something safe. I threw things in there for extra storage, but I never locked mine. But if you have some sketchy roommates or something like that, yeah, put your MacBook in there, definitely. And finally, storage. If you need plastic drawers or other things to keep your space organized, definitely make use of that. For my roommate and I, like in our bathroom, under our sink, it was just this one little cabinet with 2 doors. And so my roommate's mom actually bought us both a tote, like a little cute designed tote to put underneath so that we could keep our stuff separate instead of having like a crazy mess of curling iron, hair straightener, suntan lotion, like all that stuff under there. So that's something that you kind of have to keep in mind, is that you want to make sure you have your own space. That's really all I want to say in this video. I am going to make a video just regarding the rules and regulations of Disney housing because I feel like that's really important and I have a lot to say on that topic. So I'm just making a completely separate video for it. So if you felt like that was missing and you have questions on that, feel free to ask me and I'll totally answer them, but I am going to be uploading a video soon just about that. If you have any questions at all, guys, I would love to hear them. Just post them below in the comments section or my ask box on Tumblr. It's always open. I'd love to answer your questions, whether they're about housing or anything else regarding the Disney College program or really anything at all. I'm an open book. So if you have any questions for me, let me know. Also, I would love to hear about your living experiences or just anything to do with your Disney College program experiences in general. I'd love to hear about it. For more content on the Disney College program and my adventures at Disney World, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Have a magical day.